Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Myatt Reviews. This week we're going to be talking about the newest Western, The Magnificent Seven, starring Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, Vincent D'Onofrio, and literally everyone else. And yeah, let's get going. Wyatt, how are you doing today?
Literally everyone else. I'm doing fantastic. Have a great day. What about you?
I am doing really good. I've been really busy, just a lot of work to get through today with studying and video editing and everything for other stuff. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about this movie, which is actually, this is the second time I've gotten to review this for a thing that's gone online. I got to go on the Screen Fellas podcast, a podcast my friend has and that I do the videos for here at school. So I guess I'll put a plug in here and put a link in the bio so you guys could check out that review through SoundCloud or iTunes. But Wyatt, why don't we start with you? What did you think of The Magnificent Seven?
What did I think about what did I not think about The Magnificent Seven would be the bet. I'm just joking. I really, really love The Magnificent Seven. It's I'd say the top 5 favorite movies of the year so far.
Wow.
Loved The Magnificent Seven. It was kind of right up my alley in a sense where it was like, I'm not into the whole like dark movie, like dark Western or like dark anything really. And it was this really light, fun-hearted Western that they did a great job of portraying, or not portraying, but they did a great job of, resembling that old Western film, but adding a modern touch to it. Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington, all the Magnificent Seven, they did fantastic. The Jennifer Lawrence lookalike that I literally just was like, that's Jennifer Lawrence. The entire movie was a great female lead. So I was like, this was a really solid movie. I love this movie.
Yeah, and I'm going to add to that. I am really honestly in the same boat with you here because I walked out like trying to deconstruct it, and you could deconstruct it, but then I thought about it and I was like, why does it matter? Because this movie is so much freaking fun.
Yeah.
Like you said, the cast is fantastic. Denzel Washington, I was saying this in the podcast I was on earlier this week, that Denzel Washington has this sort of Tom Hanks, Will Smith kind of thing where he could play just a normal, cool character and just make it so much more. And he's so charismatic at that, so good. The rest of the cast, Vincent D'Onofrio, Chris Pratt, they're all good. But ultimately, I really got to give a props to the director, Antoine Fuqua.
Yeah.
He did Olympus Has Fallen, The Equalizer, Training Day, for really making, I feel like this is the first truly modern feeling Western. And it was very well directed and so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And flaws aside, which I will get into, I can't let those pass. I love the movie.
Yep, I know, me too. That's literally the same thing for me. So what are those flaws that you're talking about? What did you not appreciate?
Well, and yeah, I will say, because the whole pacing of how the movie was edited really took me out initially, because in Westerns, in movies in general, I really appreciate when the way a film cuts really takes time to focus on what's on the screen in front of you. So you really soak in the scenery, you really soak in each piece of dialogue and what the actors are doing. But this movie is kind of a way that in these conversations, it cuts so fast in a very modern way. And I can't really take it away because I think it was a stylistic decision. But personally, I really would have preferred that the whole pacing of the whole narrative to have really slowed down and just take its time a little bit more. But other than that, that was just the only flaw I could really pick apart out of this. Otherwise, great time. Wyatt, here's a question for you. Out of the 7 magnificent numbers, who was your favorite?
Oh, I kind of went in with favoritism because I love Chris Pratt so much as an actor. But with that aside, because I kind of, I feel like that's a given for me, I would say the Lee, Vincent Lee, the Asian dude.
Oh, he was so cool. He hasn't gotten as much credit as he deserves for being so awesome in this movie.
Yeah. No, yeah. Oh, and also that was another thing about this movie. I had no idea that I was gonna be watching this movie and be laughing. Like, I didn't know that I was gonna be enjoying this movie for more than just like the action of it. I was like, wow, like this is funny too. So yeah, I really enjoyed that part of it because it was more of a surprise for me. I didn't know too much about that side.
Yeah. And adding to that, before I get to the positive, there is another weak point that I had is kind of how the Magnificent Seven came together.
Mm,
Felt a little bit rushed. Like with this isn't really much of a spoiler. The Native American character felt a little forced in, and he didn't really have much to do, but it kind of was very just the way they all came together was kind of eh. But once they're all together, the chemistry the cast has, you can just tell they're having so much fun in this movie. They're having so much fun making this movie and working with each other that it just bleeds through the screen in the best way possible. And at
yeah,
the end of the movie, this isn't a spoiler that people do die in the original and they will die in this movie. You can just you feel it. You feel the stakes. You feel what's happening with the characters, and that's a credit to the cast, the writing, the directing, the humor, and how well that's built up.
I did. I truly did care about all the characters by the end, especially especially the townspeople, which was an interesting touch because usually I'm like, oh, y'all are just whiny and complainy people, but I was like, wow, this town went through some hard crap. So yeah.
And I want to give a quick shout out before we start wrapping this up. I feel so bad, but I'm forgetting what the main town lady, what her name was. Do you remember what?
I just Jennifer Lawrence lookalike was all I could think
The
about.
Well, here's the thing. She does look like Jennifer Lawrence, but she showed such a range of emotion that felt so authentic, that felt so, she really was the heart of the movie, and it felt so real. I was expecting grade B Jennifer Lawrence, and
Mhm.
while she looked like Jennifer Lawrence, she really pulled in just a great performance. So I'd really love to see her in more movies, more films. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to her because she was great. But other than that, let's start wrapping up. Wyatt,
Yeah.
how would you rate this movie?
How would I rate this movie? Well, I'm just gonna be blatant. This is high for me. That is actually real high for me. But I think I'm just in such a
I'm
great mood.
excited.
4.6 out of 5. So that's where I'm at.
Wow.
Yeah, that's okay.
Dang. I couldn't quite get it as high as that personally,
Mhm.
because the flaws, they were flaws and they did stick out. But because I had so much fun, the positives far outweigh the negatives. And I'm going to give this movie a 3.75 out of
Ooh,
5.
hey, that's high for you. That's high for
For me,
you.
that's high, and I really loved it. It's the most fun I've had in a blockbuster in
Mhm.
months. In
Oh,
months,
really?
yeah.
What was the last movie that you had that much fun in?
I can't even remember. Probably maybe Finding Dory. It's been a while. Maybe it was The Nice Guys. This summer, just the major blockbusters that came out this year were really dry. The smaller films, those are fun, but it just feels good to have another great popcorn movie at the movies to check out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry. Yeah, you glitched out there. So I was like, yep, whatever
oh,
you
it's
said.
It's okay. It's okay. It's about time that we wrap up here, guys. I'm going to say this. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment your thoughts on the Magnificent Seven, and subscribe for more low-key, savage reviews like this. And Wyatt, do you want to say anything before you sign us off?
Nah, just R.I.P. Harambe is what I have to say almost every time because it's all the thing that gets my attention. But yeah, I look forward to using that sink when I come and visit you in a couple weeks, washing my hands, washing myself. I'm just very excited.
This is an inside joke that none of you are on. By the way, yeah, I should throw that in that we probably won't be able to have a review next Wednesday because things are going to be so crazy for Wyatt. Because, as I mentioned last week, that he's actually going to be coming out down here to Virginia to visit me at school. So our next video, which should be anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks from now, is going to be us together in the same place, in the same room, and I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
Yep.
Wyatt, it's been good talking with you.
It's been
I'm
good.
going to sign off now.
All right.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye-bye.